2 p.m. 10 a.m. on the East Coast. Hello, Cheryl.
Hi, Stephen. How are you today?
I'm good, and welcome to the show, everybody. This is Tips and Tools for Broadcasters, and we've got a message from Lottie Hearn.
I
So
see that.
thank you, Lottie. Have a great show, guys. And she'd love to watch, but instructed to switch off after bashing my head while away. So,
Oh, no.
oh,
Well, let's send a bunch of love out to Lottie and healing energy out to Lottie. My goodness.
yeah, definitely a hug. And we say hello to Tamar. Nice to see you. Um, and this is the time of the week, midweek, um, where we get together and we talk about tips and tools for broadcasters. Now, at the moment, we know that things are happening in the background, and we did expect to have something breaking today. The only thing I've heard about this week is Google are getting into online gaming. They've got a new product called Stadia, Stadia, which launches sometime in 2019, and it's online gaming. Now, I'm not an online gamer. Are you, Cheryl?
Oh, I'm not an online gamer, but my son is.
Ah,
He's,
right.
yeah.
Okay. Well, it basically what they're trying to do is create the Netflix for games.
Oh,
At the moment, if you've got to buy the hardware, you've got to buy the software. They're taking the Netflix approach where you pay a monthly fee and you've got access to the games on the Google server. So it'd be interesting to see whether it works or not, because we do know from experience that there is already a site for gamers called Twitch, and
hmm
we've been on there
yes.
and we found lots of gamers.
Lots of gamers, yes. And they're
Yeah.
serious, and what's going on over there at Twitch. I mean, I'm interested to see what Google's going to do to actually compete with that because there's a lot of components. There's a lot of things going on with Twitch that come together for making it such a great platform.
Well, that's right. I mean, they have sort of focused on gamers, and they give gamers the ability to play live, to talk to people while they're doing it. You can, once you're qualified, you can earn money.
Yeah.
You can, there's so many things you can do on there, and it's only costing you the software itself. So it's going to be a tough one. I mean, having closed Google Plus, or just to remind everybody, Google Plus closes, if it hasn't already closed, it officially closes on the 31st of March. You've got until then to actually download anything that you need if you've left anything on Google Plus, because it will be gone by April 2nd.
Wow.
So I enjoyed Google Plus at first.
I did too. I was very excited about it. I really thought that it was going to be something that really took off. So I was disappointed. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, these sites, we invest time in them, and they give us the facilities that we want. We always want more, but they give us the facilities we actually need. And we're able to post photographs and video and have groups or circles, as they were called. Um, so the idea was good, and they did grow to, I think, 330 million users, which is quite a number of people. But given the business that Google are in, they actually pulled the plug on Google Plus because of security
Mm.
problems that they were having. And if anybody could fix security, you'd think it would be Google.
Yeah, that
So,
that that is interesting. Yeah, Kelly's saying
yeah,
hi. Hi, Kelly.
right. The only,
Um,
sorry,
well,
sure.
and the other thing that I really liked was I liked Hangouts. Google Hangouts when it
Oh,
first
yeah.
came out. I used to do book clubs and things like that on there, and it was just fun. You could put little crowns on your head, you could put little masks on, and
Yeah.
you could just have fun.
Well, that's what we're all doing in 2011 and 2012 is Google
Yeah.
Hangouts, because you could we got together in the UK, got together with friends on a Sunday night for an hour and just chatted away about anything and everything.
Yeah.
And it didn't go anywhere apart from the people actually in the Google Hangout, and all was good. And we say hello to Chuck. Chuck, always nice to see you.
Hi, Chuck.
If you're watching on the Be Live in 5 page, and just type hello, and you get a message telling you that we're on the live video hub today. Yeah, so Google Plus, well, like most software, it was brilliant at the beginning, then it just faded. And I mean, the draw of Facebook is so big that it's difficult not to spend time on Facebook.
Right. It's true.
Yeah. I mean, we can rely on Facebook for news from our friends. We can do live video, we can post images, we can chat in private groups. It's got everything that we need, and everything that they put out there works. So it's difficult to find our finding a fault with Facebook, because it does what we want it doing. It does it ostensibly for free. Right, okay. And a reminder from Kelly that not only should you move stuff, but you should delete your account as well, and everything that goes with that.
Okay. Thanks, Kelly.
It will stay there. So that's a good idea. I will do that after the show. I shall go over to Google Plus and say, I want to leave. I hope you can actually leave. But have you left, Kelly? Have you deleted everything and said goodbye to Google Plus? It'd be good to know.
Yeah.
Right, we're just saying. I mean, Google Plus. There's another site which I think we've spoken about before, but I just want to give it a shout out. And that site is MeWe.com, and it is in fact a well-kept secret at the moment, because it has the facility to have your own profile, to have a business page, and to have a group. The only thing it doesn't really do at the moment is live video. But if you're looking for somewhere to build a new audience, so if anything does happen to Facebook, then MeWe.com would be my first choice. I've started posting things on there, including our show, and it's basic. I put a page up. For the Live Video Hub, and it's got 44 followers from nowhere. So I'm going to push forward with that and see what happens.
And Kelly's saying that he deleted his 3 months ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Thinking ahead, Kelly, as always. So yes, it's gone. Right. Okay. So just a reminder, move your stuff off Google Plus and then delete your account. Very important. Now, one of the things that we can use live video for is to help causes.
True.
And it's just so good to be able to reach out to people and promote awareness of people's charities and causes. And just a note that next Tuesday on this same page is the charity show with myself, Brigetti and Fons, and that starts at 10 a.m. Eastern through to 2 p.m. It's a 4-hour show, so there's plenty of time for everyone to come along and join us and be a guest on the show if you want to talk about the charity that you support. Be a guest on the show if you've got a cause you'd like people to help with. And it is a meeting place of we've got charities from South Africa, from Europe, from USA, and from Canada, all represented. People come on and tell their stories and why. Well, last time was about life-changing events, and I know Fons told his story. So did Aaron, who we know from his stroke TV shows. And Brigetti has stories to tell as well of causes in South Africa and other African countries which are needing help. So we need your help on Tuesday, 10 a.m. Eastern. Just join us, pop in, have a chat, and keep us going for 4 hours. Bring coffee and biscuits, that would be good. So that's on Tuesday. Now, a cause that's dear to both of us I've got the UK version here of Don't Stream and Drive, and if I could spell it, it would be good. There's a T missing. Don't
And
stream and drive. Just read it quickly. On April
and there's
16th.
also an I missing in drive.
Oh, good.
That's okay.
Well, I'll put that right and say good morning to Jason. Nice to see you, Jason. And
Oh, hi, Jason.
yeah, so Don't Stream and Drive Day is on April 16th in the UK. Mitch Jackson has a parallel initiative which runs in the States. But and as Jason's joined us, he must have heard the words "Don't stream and drive." So just a note. I'm going to spell this right. So, what are your thoughts on that, on streaming and driving, Cheryl?
Oh, I just think there needs to be much more awareness around this subject. For some reason, I just think people don't think that it's a problem at all. And I still see it on lives that are happening. And I mean, you can see what's going on. You can see that the car is moving, and it's just not safe. It's bottom line, it's just not safe. And when people are streaming and driving, to me, it's just like texting and driving. I mean, your attention is on that screen. Your attention is on constantly looking at that phone to see what you're looking like, to see what's happening. And how in the world can you possibly do both of those things that require a lot of attention effectively? I mean, you just
Indeed,
can't.
no. Distracted driving is exactly what it says. It's driving the car, but being distracted by something out of choice. Being
Mhm.
distracted by something because accidentally is okay, but actually streaming while you're driving is not, well, it's not good and it's not safe. And you say, okay, I can drive the car. I know what I'm doing. I'm just, the phone's on the dash. It's camera's pointed at me. I'm just talking while I'm driving. But it's totally different to actually listening to radio, because you've got to concentrate on what you're saying to the people who are watching you broadcast live. And if your attention wanders, it's not your driving that's the problem, it's the driving of other people and pedestrians and everybody who actually comes into your path whilst you're driving. And somebody could have an accident because of what you're doing. So Don't Stream and Drive Day is a day to raise awareness of that fact. And Jason, anybody, if you want to pop on, if you type in guest, you can join us on camera and help us to discuss this. What we're actually doing, obviously, is raising awareness of Don't Stream and Drive Day, which is on April 16th. I spelled it right this time. And that broadcast, there'll be 3 broadcasts on the day, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. And to help, if you want to get involved, because this is something you can actually help with, if you go here, I'm just going to paste a link in. This is interactive now because you can actually do something to help Don't Stream and Drive. What you can do is to click on the link I've given you there, and that link will take you to Sergeant TCS's page, who's he's the promoter, founder, creative genius behind Don't Stream and Drive in the UK. He's the one who brought all the English police forces together and then reached out to police forces in America and Canada. So it is a global occasion. If you go to that page and type in DSAD, because it's the DSAD link, DSAD is Don't Stream and Drive. Okay, if you type those 4 letters in, what will happen next is that you'll be able to talk to Neil. And you'll be able to have a chat with Neil, and he'll explain what we're doing. If any questions at all, you'll be on Facebook Messenger and you can talk to him one-to-one. It's a private chat, and he will answer your questions. And on April 15th, which is the day before the real day, we will send 1 broadcast out stating where you can retweet us, you can share Facebook posts, you can share Instagram posts, you can share Pinterest posts, and you can actually share on LinkedIn too. It's your choice. You can either do nothing, which is not a problem because at least you've helped, or you can tweet once, twice, or thrice, or you can do a mix and match of any of the 15 things that are open to you. And it all promotes awareness of don't stream and drive. And that's what the day is all about. The shows during the day will be Neil and his colleagues from the UK and from around the world talking about why, from a police point of view, because Neil is a serving British police officer.
Oh, good.
Who was for a while a traffic cop. He will be telling you from the police point of view exactly what the problem is, and unfortunately the accidents he has witnessed over his career because of distracted driving. So Don't Stream and Drive Day is on April 16th in the UK, and as I know Mitch Jackson has a version of it which runs his own version, his own approach in the States later on, and we'll be promoting that on the day. But I think there are two sides to streaming. One is our being on camera now. Okay, now you and I are not, we're on desktop, so we're not on mobile, so we've no problem with that. But the other side is people actually watching. And people watching what do you think about watching a show? We said don't stream and drive, but does that apply equally to a passenger in the car? If you're a passenger in the car, I don't think it's a problem. But if you're watching a show whilst you're driving, I'm not sure.
Oh my.
See?
Yeah. No, and I do agree with what you're saying about if you're a passenger, that's different because you're not doing anything. I mean, you're not required to pay attention to everything that's going on. You're not driving. Right. And so therefore that's not a challenge at all. But to watch a show while you're driving, I just, and I've had people say that to me before, that they've done that and they're saying, oh, I'm only listening to it. I'm only listening. I'm not watching. I'm just listening. Well, maybe.
Yeah, your subconscious knows there's a picture there.
Yes.
And you'll be drawn to it, won't you? Even without thinking.
Well, okay, here's an example. Here's an example for you. When I listen to Pandora in the car, okay? Now I have free Pandora, so therefore I have commercials, yes? I have commercials. Yeah. And so when and mine is mounted up on the vent that blows in. So it's like right here, so it's very easy for me to see. So when a commercial comes on Pandora that's a video, it's distractive. I mean, I've paid attention to that. I'm like, okay, I have to really concentrate on not looking at that screen. And so there's an example for you.
Yeah. Totally. I was hoping that someone would actually come on and put a counter argument, but it's very difficult to put a counter argument to not streaming and driving. Right. Well, it is a way of actually using live broadcasting to get a message across, to help a cause or an idea. In this case, with the Don't Stream and Drive, it is a cause which is worth helping. If you've got causes, then just let us know and we'll help you to promote them. We might do a bit on each show. Who knows? Anything is possible.
And so the show that's on, is it Tuesday? The show that's on Tuesday at 10 a.m., that is for people who have causes to actually come on and they can jump in and take a seat and talk about, correct?
Correct. Any charity or cause is more than welcome to come along and talk about their cause. If you're a sponsor of a charity or involved in a charity in any way, you can come and talk about that charity. It's anything what charities need is people to be aware of them. And it's a very competitive area because there's so many good causes that we could contribute to. But we've got to decide which ones. And in order to do that, we need to know which ones need help. And on the show there will be a charity. I can almost guarantee this. There'll be a charity that resonates with you, and we are in a fortunate position. We live in the first world. We live in developed countries. We've got Wi-Fi. We've got everything that we need. There are countries around the world that are not in our situation, and it's an accident of birth to be born without electricity, without water, without the things that we take for granted. But there are that many different ones competing that if you made aware of one which resonates with you, then you can help them. And that doesn't mean by donation. This is all about raising awareness. So if you see somebody on the show and you resonate with their course and identify with it, then you could, if you so wished, donate your time in interviewing them live on Facebook for, say, a quarter of an hour, so that they can tell their story when it's not amongst other stories. And then you could get your friends to actually share out that special show to raise awareness. So as broadcasters, we can get involved too. We can watch the show, not necessarily the full 4 hours, but we can actually watch the show and decide who we can help. And it's just, there is something about the show. There's an atmosphere that the show generates, which is one of sharing and caring and building awareness. And it's also the story of people coming through their own personal battles. Mm-hmm. And that's where that's why I said that the show was very moving, because people describe their personal battles with illness and with depression, and how they've actually, where possible, come out the other side, and what coping mechanisms that they've put together that help them, that might help others. So it is a situation where it's a win-win. If you watch the show, you win. If you're on the show, you win. And it's just, well, we can't say there's no real words to describe what the show is like. You just have to go and watch it. So thank you, Cheryl. That's next Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah, and I love what you're saying about how we as broadcasters, can resonate with one or two or whatever, how many of the stories that are happening, and then we can invite those people onto our show, interview them, and push that cause out to a bigger audience. And so there's just so much that we as broadcasters can do to help. I love that, what you were saying, and I wanted to bring that up again.
It's something that we've got to build on. We're at the beginning of something which will make a difference to people's lives, and more people can help us, the more people get the word out, then the more awareness is raised. Now, talking of awareness, Facebook Watch, do you actually go to Facebook Watch and watch it? And that sounds it.
Rarely. I'll tell you, rarely.
No, I'm the same. I mean, Facebook, it's confusing because you've got Facebook Watch Party, which is the ability to watch a video with friends.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you've got Facebook Watch, which is a public facility, right, where you can set up your own TV channel, and you can decide which shows appear on that TV channel. So any show that goes on a watch party is going to get a wider audience, yeah, because you're in the mix then on the watch party. You've been indexed. If people type the keywords that you put in, they will find you. Mm-hmm. Increasingly in the last month or so, I found shows that have been done on Be Live in 5 and the Live Video Hub and the Sergeant TCS page have been picked up and put into Facebook Watch. The link that I posted earlier to Downstream and Drive is in fact a Facebook Watch link, because the show is on Facebook Watch as well as being on the page. So it means that Facebook have picked it up, and it now goes out on a Facebook Watch URL. And so Facebook are actually pushing Watch, and more importantly, they're pushing broadcasters like us.
Yeah.
which is magical, because if you find out that you're on watch, then you can promote the fact you're on watch, and because it's public, I mean, I'm just sort of thinking here, if you could go to watch and find, say, 2 or 3 shows which you like, one of which would be your own,
Mhm.
okay? So you find your own show, get the link for that, and then you find a link for 2 friends, shows done by 2 of your friends. Put the 3 links together, do a post on Facebook, and you're promoting yourself, promoting others at the same time, and driving more people to Facebook Watch. And right, okay. Now here's a man who can and does. Kelly's saying, I do. He does it all the time. If I don't get to see the video live, you'll find it there most likely. Okay, so that's good news, because obviously the more people who are actually using Facebook Watch, then the better chance we have of being found, because it is one central page, irrespective of whether you're broadcasting on Be Live or Ecamm or any of the other broadcasters. Your
Right.
show will be found on Facebook Watch. So if you did a Facebook Live, it would be using native Facebook, it'd be found on there as well.
So let me ask you a question. Could you repeat that scenario that you just said of how to post all that?
Right, okay. First of all, all you need to do is to go to your own page, click on a video that you've done,
Mhm.
yeah, and if it takes you to a watch page, as in, you notice the Facebook Watch in the URL, yeah,
Mhm.
then it means that that show is actually on Facebook Watch.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the show you want to put into the post. But in order to help more people to actually discover Watch and actually use it, if you then have a look around Watch, you can set up your own TV channel, which
Right.
is made of, okay, it's made up of, obviously, Be Live in 5, Live Video Hub, Cheryl Piper, Brigitte Limbanda, David Burrows. Right, okay, you're getting the idea. You actually pick out 10 pages you actually want to track.
Right.
And then you go to 2 of those pages, 2 of those on Watch, and it will give you a watch link to their shows. Yeah.
Good.
So then, armed with the 3 links, you can then write a little post and say, these are the videos that I enjoyed making and watching this week.
I love it.
Yeah, I love it when ideas come together. And Kelly's saying, anyone you follow, really. So there you
Yeah.
are. Yeah. So Facebook Watch is the place to be.
All right. I have to play around there this week.
Yep. Once set up, it's there. You can go back to it anytime. But I think it's one of those things that where Facebook puts something together, like Facebook Premiere, puts something together, and people think, well, yeah, okay, but what does it do? And I think it's always difficult when a programmer provides a solution and there wasn't a problem in the first place. So you end up looking at the solution and thinking, well, what problem does that solve? And you've got to work out what the problem is. So you sort of reverse engineer and think, well, why did they do that? And I've seen an increase in the past couple of weeks of the number of people doing Facebook premieres. So we'll perhaps talk about those next week.
And it took a while to get going. It took a while for people to get onto that. Yeah.
That's right. It does. It definitely increases viewers. I think it helps that if you're actually part of the watch party as well, so people can talk to you at the same time as watching whatever you're watching. You can either, in a watch party, it can either be your show, or it can be it can be a show you want to watch but haven't watched yet. So you could be watching a show that you want to watch and just talk to people. So
Right.
that's watch party. Well, magically, and Kelly's just given us a direct link to Facebook Watch. So
Thank
if
you,
you're
Kelly.
interested, just click that link and you'll get to your version of Facebook Watch. As Kelly says, anybody you're following will be on that page, and you can just click out. You can highlight shows and then follow them. And from now on, Kelly, thank you. I'm going to make a once-a-day trip to Facebook Watch and see what is worth watching. Incredibly, given that we didn't start with an agenda, Cheryl, we've come to the end of the show.
Wow.
in time-honored fashion, because I know you have a show in 30 minutes. Would you like to talk about that and take us out?
Oh, thank you so much, Stephen. Yes, the show I do at 11 o'clock Eastern Time on Thursdays is on my page, which is Cheryl Piper, and the Facebook address is Cheryl Piper Sends Love. And it is called Messages of the Heart. And I do that with a friend of mine from Asheville, North Carolina. Her name is Joy Reeser. And I'm so excited for the show this week because Joy has just spent a week out in California with Jack Canfield. And so
Wow.
that's going to be exciting. I can't wait to hear about all of her adventures and what she has learned. So it's an interactive show with Joy and I, and we just talk about messages of the heart. We send out the love to the world and work to help people to stay in that level of frequency of joy, peace, and love. So thank you so much for letting me talk about that, Stephen. And thanks so much for everyone who's joined us live and on the replay. We will see you next week. I am Cheryl Piper.
I'm Stephen Healey, and it's goodbye from us. Take care. Thank you for watching. I think I pressed that button. Yes, I did.